where to start? Right, okay. I'll tell you what, I'll just introduce myself because some of you probably don't know who I am. So my name is Professor Plum. My real name is Sam, but I never use that online. I like a bit of anonymity, if that's the right word. So my name is Professor Plum. I've been a plumber for the last 15, going on 16 years. So about a little short story of my career. Worked for a housing association for like 7 years. I did all my apprenticeship on social housing. It was a very boring career. I haven't achieved super high heights within the industry. Let's be honest. I was fixing shitters for a living. So what I'm here to talk about today is content creation. So a lot of people ask me in my direct messages about content creation. So some people find it really interesting and they want to get into it and they want to know some things about it. So we're going to go through that today. Now, we'll get to the title. Yeah, we'll get to that at some point, okay? But I just wanted to introduce myself. So my name's Professor Plum. That's what I'll go on across loads of different accounts. Now, my main account is TikTok. So TikTok, I have, currently recording this, about 70,000 followers. Instagram, I've started to upload to that at New Year's, and it's been, we're still in January what is it today? 10th, something like that when I'm recording this. So I've got, 4,000 and something followers on Instagram. And then this YouTube, I mean, you can see what I've got here. Not a lot because, again, I started it at Christmas. So my goals for this year are to spread my wings a little bit, get off of TikTok, get on some other social medias, and hopefully have a good crack at it. So let's just get straight into it. So, first chapter. Have you got the right personality to put yourself out there, to put yourself on social media? Now, it all depends what sort of reasons. So you've got to think about your reasons for putting content out there. And the biggest thing for me, and this is why I wanted to talk about it first, is your personality. Can you handle it mentally? Because you will get trolls, you will get abuse. There will be situations where you need the ability to look in the mirror, and you need that ability to self-reflect and say, am I being affected by posting stuff on social media? Is this affecting me? Is this affecting my family? Is this affecting my mental health? You need to think about whether or not you really want to put yourself out there to the world. So, will you enjoy it? That's up to you. Is it something that you really want to do? So, me, personally, speaking from experience, I love movies. That's why you always see movie posters. My whole living room is filled with movie posters. I love editing. I love camera work. I love watching behind the scenes, the making of. Lord of the Rings, all-time favourite movie. That's the one behind me. There you go. Two Towers, ultimate best movie. One of the other perfect trilogies, Back to the Future there. But I love editing. I love making things. I know about the sound. Does it sound right? Now, I know that the sound doesn't sound right on this because I still haven't got a Rode microphone, which is something that I'm going to be buying soon. Lighting. So we've got some light boxes behind so that I'm all nicely lit up, because look, if I turn these off, doesn't this look like crap? And now I've got tits, look. Lighting. So lighting can help loads of things. It can really alleviate your content. So I'm going to enjoy it. I do it because I enjoy editing. Now, you could enjoy loads of different aspects of it. So you've got to think about why we're getting into making social media content. So some of the things that you might do it for, if like me, you want to do it for a personal project and you like to see it grow. And you can see it like a video game. So you can see the numbers go up, whether you've got a big hitter, so you've got loads of views, or you've got whatever. You got loads of likes, you got loads of comments, and that can make it all sound amazing and great. And if you see it as like a video game and you just focus on the number and you just worry about the number and not really a lot else, You could do it like that. Now, you could do it because you want to be a well-known person. So that's another thing. You could do it for fame. Now, the other thing that you could do it for, and there is no problem whatsoever doing it for this reason, you could do it for money. So you could say, do you know what? I'd like to get to a certain level where brands are going to recognize me and they're going to pay me money to make the content. Now, a lot of people focus on what they call going viral, virality. So is going viral a great thing? I don't think it is. And you don't want to go viral quite basically straight away. If you go viral straight away, you're always going to be chasing that massive video that got millions of views, and you could end up becoming a meme, which is something we're going to actually talk about later on, is becoming a meme. That is a possibility. But with viral sensations, so like Charlie bit my finger, I'm in my mum's car, whatever those videos are, you're going to be a one-hit wonder. You're only ever going to be known for those big videos. Now with plumbing, like I do, I mean, a big one-hit wonder video is not really going to sustain anything. It's not really going to actually get you much at all. If you want money, it's not going to get you that really. Very unlikely. You're not really going to get the followers, probably not, but you're going to get views and you're going to get likes on one video. But if you want to be a content creator, not just do something that's viral, then you want to have something that will keep the audience engaged and wanting them to come back for more. So it's got to have a reason for people to come back for more. And also, if you are chasing that viral video, then you will recreate that video. You will end up just doing what you did in that video and hyper focusing on what was that thing that I did that made it go viral. Now, going viral, it can be completely random. You can have no idea that a video is going to go viral. So I would say I've had maybe 10 videos that have got over 1 million views. I think over 1 million views is something that you can consider within virality. So something that is hit the algorithm, hit something, and it's gone off and it's gone to loads and loads of people. Now, multiple videos that have got over 1 million views. Now, if we could say over 500,000 views, that'd be even more of my videos. But has that translated to me having 1 million followers? No. Quick tea break. So I was just thinking as well about being viral and what that does to people. Now, there's one example I have within plumbing of someone who had one video. It was a very stupid video. It was just something to do with a radiator key. He was bleeding a radiator. And he reposted that video 50 times. About 50 times. And you thought, why? You know, I think it's something to do with endorphins. You get a little rush. You get there's some chemicals in your brain that make you think, oh, I love this. And that's what it is. That's what a lot of that stuff is. So keep yourself grounded, keep yourself in reality when it comes to that sort of thing. I feel like we've skipped way ahead of ourselves on that one. So we need to go right back to the start. So we're setting up a channel, or we're going to set up a page. So what is the difference? Well, the difference is this. This is like this. And this is like this. So, yeah. Do you want to be in portrait format, or do you want to be in landscape format? So it all depends how long you want to be filming for, what sort of videos you want to be putting out. So what are the platforms and what do they look like really? What's the reality of those platforms? So I would say, look, you've got 3 main platforms. I'm not going to talk about Facebook because I don't really know much at all about Facebook. I just see it as something that my mum uses, to be honest with you. So Instagram, going to be looking at an older generation and a more professional clientele when it comes to trades sort of content. So you're looking at more professional stuff and an older audience. And not a lot of young people using Instagram. it's more sort of, you're looking at 30 plus. Now, if you're going under 30, then you want to be looking at TikTok. So TikTok, if the type of thing that you want to do is for apprentices or younger people, then TikTok is a great platform for that. Now, YouTube. We're on YouTube right now. We're talking, why are we on YouTube talking about this stuff? Because this is the big difference. Instagram, you can only post videos on Reels. So when we're talking about like making content and people being able to actually see it, well, you can do a post, but if you're going to be doing Reels, they're 1 minute 30. 1 minute 30, when you start filming, you'll realise that that is a very, very short amount of time to film. Then you got TikTok, which ideally you want to be posting at this current moment in the start of 2024, is you want to be posting content that is around 5 to 7 minutes long. But with TikTok now, they've just brought out video, you can upload 30-minute videos. So that is a massive difference. So that's obviously something you could consider if your target demographic wants to be younger and you still want to make longer form content. YouTube it's like the granddad that's always been there. Every generation uses it. My dad loves YouTube. I love YouTube. Everyone loves YouTube. It's more mainstream. Yeah, so it's more mainstream. Everyone knows about it. Not that Instagram's not mainstream, but it's universally accepted as something that could be a career path if you wanted to be a content creator full time. So that's not really for tradespeople. That's more for the gamers and whatever that let's unbox stuff. I don't know what, but it is seen as something that is more of a legitimate thing. You see YouTubers on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Now you don't see TikTok stars on there, and you don't see Instagram celebrities on there. So it is a bit more mainstream. You got your KSI, you got your Logan Pauls, you got everything else. It is that big, shiny, golden horizon of if you can make it on YouTube, then you're actually, you're legit. Okay, so they're the 3 different platforms. So you've got to pick one of your platforms, and it basically length of content, portrait or landscape. So you're having a little think about what the different platforms are and what you think, oh, I might try that one out and I might try that one out. And there's some preconceived ideas that you probably already have about where you would like to be and what platform you'd like to be on. So that's fine. Now, the only other thing I'm going to add to that last section is, if you were to put them in a tier list of like where they rank. Now, as far as viewers, now if you want to get the most viewership, then you're going to go on TikTok, really. TikTok at the minute, they're pushing loads of different people. It has got harder in the last sort of 2 years to start from scratch. Then you're probably looking at maybe YouTube Shorts and YouTube. And Instagram as well. It's hard where to put that ranking. So where you will get the most bang for your buck. But this is the thing. We're going to put Instagram at the top of the tier list for your chances. Now, if we go back to the start of your motivations. Now, if you want to be making money, Instagram is a great place to start. So Instagram, you've got all of the different companies out there. Now we're in the trade field, so let's talk about trades and different manufacturers of loads of different products. They will always join TikTok last. They're always going to join Instagram first before they hit YouTube and TikTok. They're always going to be setting up an Instagram page. Like I say, it is a professional platform. Now, what is your USP? Now, it's a horrible marketing term. It means what is your unique selling point? But we're going to go away from saying USP and we're going to be saying what is your niche. So what is your niche? What do you do that is slightly different from other people? Or how can you elevate your content and what do you do different? Now, you could be in a slightly different field of plumbing. But ideally, if you want the broader audience, then you got to try at least to do the most, the thing that's going to hit the most people, that's going to resonate with the most people. So as tradespeople, what's going to hit the most? Anything that a customer could do themselves. So anything DIY. Now you want to do tips and tricks. Now, things that people haven't seen before. Now, there's loads and loads and loads of things that I've been doing every single day of my plumbing career, and I didn't know that loads of other people did not do it that way, and my way was slightly easier. So, here's a very simple one. So, turning off a stop tap, I use the end of a spanner because it's got the little loop. And a lot of people think, oh, it's just for putting on your shelf when you're selling the spanner. No, you can hook that on a stop tap and you can use that as extra leverage. And I do that in my videos. Amount of people say, I don't know that. Thank you so much for that tip. I'm going to find that really useful. So tips and tricks, you sometimes don't even know where they're going to come from, but you've got to think about your unique selling point. So for myself, there's one thing that I found that is different. Now, when I started TikTok, it was just as a joke. The whole thing was just as a joke with my ex-partner, which was she set it up. She was getting all excited, saying, oh, I got 100 views and I've nearly got 100 followers. And I wanted to beat her. And I wanted to beat her just by doing something really silly. And what that really silly thing was plunging toilets. So every time I went to a drainage job, and sometimes I'd just set it up at home or at my mum and dad's house, is I'd take my plunger in, a fake block toilet, plunge it, and then for some reason those videos got about 1,000 views, which was more than her. I found it funny. And then all of a sudden I was like, hang on a minute, I've actually got some followers. And these people like comment and they're coming back and going, oh, do you do this like all the time? And then I was like, right, I'm going to post something else that I do at work. And then it was like, hang on a minute, I'm starting to enjoy the editing because now I'm thinking, oh, I could put certain music and I could do this and that and I could make it like a little bit more entertaining. But yeah, your unique selling point has to be something that people are going to resonate with, what they're going to engage with, what's something ever so slightly different. But at the same time, it has to hit as a broad of an audience as possible. So it's kind of this intersection of it has to be interesting to loads of people and it has to still be a niche, right? So that's quite a good question. Can you actually film in a customer's house? Well, if you actually have a look at the law around filming, make sure you keep your camera as close to your work as possible. Do not show the front of any property or anything that would give away the customer's address, location, them. Always ask for permission where you can. If a customer you think would not like you filming in their house, it's probably a good idea that you don't film in someone's house. Now, the laws around it are this. You can film, you can post it. If that person who owns that property asks you to take that footage down, then you must take that footage down. So, it's a fine line. So, you've got your camera out in a customer's house, you're filming your woodwork, your plumbing, your plastering, whatever it is in the trades or whatever you're doing, and you're filming it and you're going to put it up. Okay, so what do we need to do then? We need to go through some of the key little things that I can give you that have really helped me out. Okay, so you got your camera out, you're about to start filming some stuff. Now, I need my hands to work. So, what are some of the things as a tradesman that are really, really handy? So here's one, the cup of tea. The cup of tea, you prop your phone up. Hello, I want to start doing some work here. Now you can use a cup of tea in many different ways. You can put it all sorts of places, on top of radiators. You can put it on top of a cabinet. You can prop it up in the corner next to some skirting as you're working. But the cup of tea is a great tool. Now if you want to level up your game from the cup of tea, we've got this. This is from a company called Small Rig, and it is something that a good friend of mine from TikTok gave me as a Christmas present. Now, the great thing with this is you can clip it on anywhere. It clips on absolutely anywhere. You can clip it on anything. So you clip it on tools, you clip it on radiators, towel rails, that sort of thing. And it just takes a normal phone holder. Now, you can get loads of different cool angles. So you can use that loads of different places. Now, if you're going to be making videos like this one, you need a tripod, and you can just get a really cheap one from the market. Tripods, they're really, really cheap. Light boxes, get those off eBay, they're not too much. But whilst you're out there working, and this is where the majority of tradespeople are going to be, is out working, you need to get yourself a little magnetic light. Now, this is it's all right little light. It's, you know, it's nothing too crazily bright, but you could angle this, which is quite nice. And if you're putting it on top of a radiator, like a video I did on Instagram today, I put it on top of the radiator. This is magnetic, it sticks to the radiator. This is set up on a bookshelf here, facing down at a radiator valve that I was filming. The other thing as well, but this makes you look like an absolute twat, is this clips onto your chest. It's got a strap, and then you can put your phone here. And then basically what it allows you to do is use two hands, and then you can do things with your hands, and it's hands-free. And it's like a point of view. It's very good. I mean, a lot of people think when they see point of view stuff that it's a GoPro on someone's head. But no, most of the time it's on your chest, because when you're working, it stays static to where you're working, and your head moves about far too much to put it on your head. So there's some of my little tricks for when I'm in a house and I'm getting on my phone and I'm filming some of my work. So you get home, you've got your raw footage of what you've taken. Now you need to do something with that footage, so you need to edit it. Now, what editor do I use? I use an app called InShot. Now, I do all of my editing on my phone. That's for my YouTube videos, that's whether it's TikTok, Instagram. I do it all on InShot on my phone. Okay, so it's just one app that does it all, and it don't cost the earth. I think it's maybe £70 for a year. So you don't have any watermarks, you don't have adverts whilst you're trying to sit there editing. Now, you need to make sure that your videos are short and snappy. So we're gonna just go over something that I found out on my own, and it really helped alleviate and boost my content in the algorithms and everything else. Now, you can't do this on YouTube, but you can do this on TikTok and Instagram, which is if you're a dad, right? So if you're a dad or a mother and you've got kids, especially 3-year-olds, now you can put on Scooby-Doo and the kids will just go about playing with our toys, and they'll every now and again glance up at Scooby-Doo doing something. But what makes children stare at a screen, dribble like this? And it's scary to see just how involved they get. Now, there's a channel or a program called Coco Melon. My kids aren't allowed to watch it. Now, I'll tell you why. Now, if you watch that content, that will teach you exactly how to keep people engaged to a ludicrous point, which is beats of 3. 1, 2, 3, change. 1, 2, 3, change. 1, 2, 3, change. Now, changing camera angles every 3 seconds. Now, that could be something as simple as doing a zoom in and a zoom out. So every time I say something and I want to emphasize what I'm saying, what we do is we just zoom in, zoom out, and that is part of that beat of 3. So every 3 seconds we're changing things up, and just like children, it just does something to the human brain. Unfortunately, we're monkeys and we're very easily distracted. So that's your editing tips. Also, if you follow, I'm not telling you to, I'm not sponsored by them, InShot on TikTok, they give you loads of tips and tricks of how to edit things. And when you're doing short, I love short form content, longer form stuff. It's all about how much time you have to sit there editing it. So imagine rewatching yourself talk multiple times and then having to cut out every time you go, and then, what was it I said again? Stuff like that. It's bullshit. So, it's the quality level. If you keep your quality up, that's what you must maintain at all times, whether that is the definition of your camera. I always just use an iPhone. So probably thought, oh, that's his iPhone. No, this is just a spare. This is an old iPhone for demonstration purposes. But I just use my iPhone and that will record everything. So you don't need anything too fancy. I'm not letting that go cold because that's pretty cold now. We've been talking far too long and drinking. So what was the next thing we've got to get on to? Let's have a look. That's what this section's called, I forgot. The well is dry. The well is dry. So the well is dry covers a few different things. So you've been putting out content. You started uploading content and you've just seen nothing. No growth, no anything. Now, consistency. Consistency is what every single algorithm wants. It wants you to do things consistently, whether that's once a day. It wants you to do it at the same time every day. If it's every week, then it's got to be every week. It has to be, or if you do stuff every month, then it has to be every month on a certain day. It likes this consistency, so it has to be consistent. It can't be, I have a week where I post every single day, then I post nothing, then I start in a fortnight time again. So that is a really difficult thing. Now that's not something that I'm saying you should post all the time because the algorithm wants you to. Because then you're caught in a trap and that will affect your mental health if you're putting out stuff because you feel obliged to because of likes, comments and silly things that just don't matter in life. Now I've got to just emphasise that midway through this video is none of this bullshit matters at all, really. Unless you're making a shit ton of money, which we're still going to get onto the video title at some point. So the well is dry. So the well is dry. So you keep posting content, you're getting no views, you're getting no nothing. You've got to just keep going. That's basically what I'm saying there is you just got to keep going. Now the well is dry also covers this. You've run out of ideas. You've run out of ideas completely. Now you can go down a few different routes and the well has dried up for me many times where I've got to the conclusion there is nothing left for me to post. I've done everything. Everything around the subject, my niche, I've done. Now, it's not true. There's always something different that you can do. There's always a different avenue. There's always a different angle. There's always a different way of doing it. And you can, when this happens to you, either take a break and walk away for a little bit, get some fresh ideas, then come back. Don't stress over finding fresh ideas. Just naturally having a break will really help you in this. Now, the other thing is, say I've fitted a radiator. I've done 50 videos probably of me fitting a radiator. Now, the well should be really dry on that, but every job is ever so slightly different, yeah? When if things go wrong, things happen. So you can think, right, what I'll do this time is I'm going to edit it better. I'm going to add something in. I'm going to try and find something that I can improve on. Now, probably the most successful content creator in the world right now is Mr. Beast. And he said this, every video must be 1% better. That's it, 1%. If you can make every video 1% better, then that's fine. Just got to keep improving. And that will help when the well is dry, is to go back over something old and try and do it better. So you can do that, but it's okay to take a break. That's the main thing. It's okay to take a break when the well gets dry. Ideas don't just pop in people's heads all the time. And sometimes it just takes time for those ideas to ignite in your brain. Right, we're going to get into some of the nitty-gritty of boring-ish stuff, which is algorithm stuff, before we move on to anything else that's exciting. So algorithms, you need to sort of gain a bit of a following first before the algorithm is even really an issue. So you need to get to maybe 1,000 followers, about 1,000 followers, and then you can start worrying about the algorithm. Now, the algorithm is when you look at your analytics across all platforms, there'll be ways that you will see exactly when the user rate for your current following is at its highest. Now, your following, when they're all on at 7 o'clock, or say 70% of them are on at 7 o'clock, and that's the most out of that group that's on at one point, is at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock's a good time to post then for you. So everyone is kind of different on when they should post, because you want the maximum people watching, which will create likes, comments, and engagement. Now, the algorithms for different apps are slightly different. Now, one of the ones that is really difficult for a lot of people, and I see a lot of people really struggling with, is TikTok. So TikTok algorithm, they put your content to the general public, right? To the general public on their what is called the For You page. And if it doesn't do well within the first however many seconds, then the video does poorly. And your following, doesn't matter how many followers you have on TikTok, you could have 100,000 followers, 150,000 followers. And I've seen people with those kinds of numbers who do not get nowhere near the views of people with 20,000 followers. So following doesn't really matter when it comes to TikTok. TikTok is more about making something viral and virality, okay? So let's give you some of the tips about how to go viral. So how to go viral. Now you need that hook. You need a hook to reel people in. So you need something at the start of the video that's gonna make people watch and what's going to make people engage. Now, it could be something as silly as a title that says that you earn £10,000 a month from making plumbing content. We're going to get onto that at some point. Well, don't worry, just hold on, hold in there. So you need something that's going to hook people and keep them engaged and make them watch from the very start of the video. Now, you also need to think about that. And some people will say you need to think about music. You need to think about hashtags. But you will find at this current moment in time, so 2024, is hashtags don't really mean much. Don't worry about those. Some people will go, well, you have to use 20, you have to use 30 hashtags, you got to, blah, blah, blah. As less as possible. 2, you can look through all of my TikTok for the last 2 years. So if you want to head over to Professor Plumb Official, have a little look at that. Look at how many hashtags I put in my description. It's 2, plumbing and plumber. That's it. It just wants a general sense of what your content is about. So plumbing, and I'm a plumber. And that's it. And I send it off. I don't put plumbing hacks, plumbing tips, plumbing this, plumbing that. I just put the basics. I put the absolute basics of what's needed. Now, what happens if you put too many hashtags on TikTok? Now, that actually does make a difference. That will actually lower you down. It will push your content down because you can't cheat the system. You can't cheat the system. By putting loads of hashtags, it's like this person desperately wants to go viral. You're not. It knows the people that just want to be famous. And it knows the difference between people that post every single day and they want to build up a community. So don't use too many hashtags. Make something that's going to engage people at the very start. Now, you could do a very simple trick, which loads of people do, which is take the most exciting part of your video, cut that 1 or 2 seconds out of it, duplicate it, and move it to the start of your video. So it's like, whoa, lead going everywhere. And then it's the start of your job. So they're going, wow, I want to see that bit. So they'll wait till that bit to see it again, basically. So there's loads of these little silly little things that human beings do. The cocoa melon thing is a great one. Once you hook them, then you get them watching and engaged. You keep them engaged. And then you need to do this. You need to invite them back for more. So this thing, Alan told me this. What's it called? Call to action. So there's a thing called call to action, which is saying, oh, go and follow my page. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the likes. That sort of thing. It does work. It genuinely does work. But you could do something even better. A call to action to help boost that video. So what you can do is ask a question. How did you feel about this? Would you fit these? Would you do it this way? Would you? I'm talking to you, the person that is watching, and I'm asking you to participate in this video. So I think that is one of the best things that you can do. Also, this will help you create a community as well. And then some of the same people will comment on loads of different videos, and you might actually start to feel like you get to know a lot of people. So let's touch on this briefly. So let's say you've made it. You've hit the number, which is just an imaginary, unimportant number. Say you've hit 50,000 followers. That is what you've always wanted. I've always wanted to hit 50,000 followers on whatever, Instagram. So you've hit 50,000 followers. What happens if you become a meme or you fall off? So becoming a meme and falling off, these are one of the worst things that can happen to a content creator. Now, they happen for many, many reasons. They either happen because your passion is completely gone and you just don't care about the content anymore. You've achieved what you wanted to achieve. You're now going down the hill over the other side, and it's downhill. It's downhill once you've decided that you just don't want to do it no more. If you don't want to do it no more, just stop posting. Don't waste your time. Life is precious. Don't sit there keep posting absolute garbage that people aren't going to watch. That's what's called falling off. So falling off, once you fell off, people know that you don't care anymore. People know that you've sold out or whatever, and people are just going to completely stop watching. It can be quite sad when, someone that you've admired just doesn't care anymore. Now, what's the other thing that could happen to you that's quite bad? Becoming a meme. Oh, this is worse. This is far worse than falling off. It's okay. You go off into the distance. You ride into the sunset with your money, with your followers, and you're gone. You're done. Now, becoming a meme is a much worse thing. Now, there's a few accounts that popped in my mind, but I'm not going to say them. But there's a few accounts that have become a meme. Now, what is a meme? Come on, you're on the internet right now. You know what a meme is. It's a joke. It's an in-joke that everyone gets, and a person can become the joke. It basically means becoming a joke. You see this where people just keep saying the wrong thing. They're desperate to maintain some relevancy, so they say some outrageous things. They're usually people that have become extremely dislikable. And how can you become extremely dislikable? So you can become extremely dislikable by trying to get people to buy something they don't want to buy, by telling people that you're right and they're wrong. It's a massive thing to do with narcissism. So narcissists shouldn't really be on the internet, but of course content creators are going to be filled with narcissists. These are people that want to put themselves out to the public, that want people to know who they are. They want to have some power in their life by having a large following. So you get a lot of narcissists, and narcissists can't self-reflect, and that's something that's really important when you're doing this type of thing, is to look yourself in the mirror, go, am I happy with me as a person? Do I feel morally that I've put out the right thing? And narcissists can quite easily overlook that they've done some pretty awful things. And that could be a numerous amount of different things that could land you in the pot of becoming a meme. Right, we're going to answer the question that's in the title below. So I don't make £10,000 a month. But could I make £10,000 a month? Quite easily. So we're going to go all the way back through this video, and we're going to go to some unique selling points. And what I felt that my unique selling point is, well, I didn't ever know that there was other plumbers that put content out. I genuinely hadn't heard of different people that are very popular. So say Plumbers Parts, or who's another very popular person, Alan Hart. So I'd never heard of these people, I'd never seen these people, and I'm putting out content. Now, the reason I seemed different was because I wasn't watching to see what other people do. So my content it organically was slightly unique. And my other unique selling point was this. I absolutely made a promise to myself, to my kids, to the world, that I would be as honest as I possibly could be. Now, there is a negative part of being too honest, because if you come to make money from social media, which I understand completely why people come to social media with a specific goal of making money, and all credit to them. But when you're being extremely honest, and it's something that you've made part of your channel, if you betray the trust of people, they're never going to trust you again. And being an honest person who isn't trusted is a very difficult thing. And so I didn't want to ever jeopardize my honesty with not being trusted. So I didn't want to take on sponsorship deals. So it's something that I've been offered many different times. It was from about the time I hit 25,000 followers on TikTok. So when I hit 25,000, and all the way through to now at about 70,000 I'm at currently during this video, I've been offered numerous different opportunities to sell products, whether that be insurance, whether that be apps, loads of apps that I don't use. I say apps a weird way, don't I? Apps are shit, right? I don't want to get Canada. I don't want to get Tradeify. I don't want to sell you something that I do not use. I don't use it. So how can I tell you to use something that I don't use myself? So there's loads of these sorts of things that, you are going to, I don't want to lose my trust with my followers. But there are times where I've gone, right, do you know what? I do have to start making some extra money because we're in a recession. Your work might not be going so well. So I thought, do you know what? As a backup, I will, if I want to, and if it's right and it fits in with my content, take on some sponsorship deals. So do I make £10,000 a month? No. I work with, and let's be brutally honest about this. So I work with Direct Plumbing Supplies. Now they're a merchant. So what's the good thing about working for a merchant that sell multiple brands, multiple different brands of the same product? So say a fill valve, I can sell a Thomas Dudley, a Stuart Turner's in my head because that box behind me, a Fluid Master, a Viva, whatever it is, whatever's my favourite, I can be really honest about, this is my favourite and this is how much it is, and I can stand by it. Now, because I work for a merchant, loads of people think, oh, you must be sponsored by Viva, you must be sponsored by Dow, you must be sponsored by all these people. No, I'm sponsored by a merchant who sells multiple different products. So that is something that works when it comes to being honest. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to sit there slating other products, because I don't think that's ever a good thing unless it's warranted. Now, I have slated some products in the past. That has been super detrimental to my position and standing within the plumbing community or whatever, because I've said I don't like this and I don't like that. And I'm quite an outspoken person, which is not helped. So to say, so-and-so is a twat because they sold this and it's crap, let me show you how crap it is, that don't do you loads of favours. But do I care? Not at all. Not at all. So go all the way back to something. You got to think personality trait. Is my personality someone that is fit to be making content? It's fit for me. My mental health is fine. Has it upset and affected the mental health of other people who might not be right, that might be narcissists? Certainly upset some people along this road. But it's a bumpy road, and we'll see where it takes us. So let's go on to final thoughts. Final thoughts. Collaborations. Collaborating with other people. It's very, very difficult to understand people's motivations because everyone's motivation is going to be different. We talked about some of the main motivations for creating content, whether that be fame, money, popularity, your good standing within a community, whatever it might be. There's loads of different reasons, and other people's reasons aren't always going to align with yours. So you kind of need to find people that align with yours. And if it's money, there's something else. It's quite dark, really, in this space, and that is people that are competitive. Competition, it's fake. It's false competition because you are in control of what you put out. You are in control of how well you do. No one else is in control of how well you do on social media. Other people, other content creators, if they don't like you, and let's say we're in the trade, right? They've got no dirt on you. They can't bring nothing up on you. There's nothing that they can do in any way, shape or form to put you down. There isn't. It's just words and it's meaningless. They can say nasty things about you, but it's up to other people to listen to those nasty words. And so never put yourself in competition with other people. I don't care who is above me, who is below me, because I don't see them as being above or below, but we're all equal and we're all doing the same thing and we're all just plumbers. So that's me in my little corner of the internet, doing what I do. I hope this has helped anyone that is thinking about setting up whatever their social media is. There are loads of different reasons to do it, like I say. And you might do it because you're wanting your business to expand and your business to grow. And this might not necessarily, this will help you grow a following and grow things. But if you're thinking of how a business can make more money, I'll be honest. Business-wise, my day-to-day job, going out fitting radiators, fixing taps, that is not affected, is not grown because my social media has grown. But if you're willing to do the traveling, you can very easily put it out there. This is my work. This is my portfolio of work online. You think I'm good or you like what I do. If you would like me to do some work for you, here's my number. And it's very good. You can get some work in, and if that's the sort of thing you want to do. So I feel like I missed out loads. But if any more questions you have, I'm as honest as I possibly can be, and I will answer all of your comments. So, right, Professor Plum out.